Alright guys, what is up? Welcome back to another video, and by the title of this video you guys already know exactly what's up. In the last video we did best cars for under 5k. So in today's video we're doing best cars for 10k and under. Now, just like I said in the last video, all of these prices depend on where you live, okay? What works in my city or my country might not be the same for yours or whichever area you're from, so do take note. And yeah, let's just get straight into it. Oh yeah, and before we start, please consider subscribing. Press that subscribe button down below and support the channel. Now, to kick off this list, we're definitely going to start off with the BMW 335i. Now this car, I'm sure you guys all have seen one. If not, these cars are absolutely beautiful. They are so timeless looking. It doesn't even look like it's from 2008. Like it could still pass for as a car like coming out in today's age. And you guys know of the engine that comes in these cars that are super bulletproof, and they can make tons of power. With these cars, a simple tune and like a downpipe and stuff like that, you can be making well onto like 400, 500, even 600 horsepower with this car. It's absolutely nuts. Personally, the 335i is one of my favorite like Euro cars out there. I'm not a huge fan of BMW, but I have to admit, this car and the M4 are just the most like beautifulest cars that BMW have made, in my opinion. Now obviously these cars are inline six, making pretty much 300 horsepower and 300 pound-feet of torque, which is absolutely insane. Definitely not a car to get as your first car. Definitely you want to get this as maybe like another car, second car or something like that. But it could be a daily driver too, because there is an all-wheel drive version and there is the rear-wheel drive version, whichever you want. But also there are pros and cons. Like with every car, you got to make sure that you are on top of maintenance with this car and you're not afraid to get your hands dirty, because taking this car to the mechanic, you're definitely going to be paying a lot of money to fix certain things, even basic stuff on the car. So definitely, if you're very handy and you want to really like learn how to do stuff yourself, you know, save money by doing it yourself, I'd recommend. And definitely look out for stuff that go bad, like the water pump and stuff like that. Just really read up on these cars before you go and buy one, or get a friend with you that's at least knowledgeable about them, so that there's no huge surprises. But yeah, when they're running well, it's the absolute most beautiful car out there. All right, so for another car on this list, now this one is very iffy now because prices have shot up crazy right now, but I'm talking about the Nissan 350Z. Now this car, we all know and love it. This car is super popular. I call it pretty much the modern day 240 because everybody has this car. Everybody uses it for it's the perfect car for everything. Drifting is perfect for street, anything you want, a show car, anything that you want it to be, the 350Z is like absolutely perfect for it. Now you're definitely not going to get the HR version. However, you can get, you know, a regular DE for a pretty good price. They're like right up there at like 9,000, 10,000 and higher. Right now I don't see any 350Z for like under like $9,000, so it's definitely going to be at the very top of your price range. If not, you might have to go a little bit over, but these cars are amazing. Yes, they do burn oil, but like I said, that's not every 350. And even still, just make sure you're on top of your maintenance. Like I said, always check the oil, make sure that it's always topped up and stuff like that. For the most part, this car is pretty reliable, which is why it's so popular. You can beat on these cars and they will take it. But with all cars, it has its cons, and of course is that a lot of people own them, right? A lot of these young kids grab these cars and thrash them pretty much. So once you buy it, you're pretty much buying, you know, a abused 350Z. Please keep in mind, it's not really a big gas guzzler. I wouldn't really say that. The big problem is car insurance for this car. Now, if you don't know, at least from where I'm from, these are one of the most highest like insurance rates for these cars because they are crashed so much and they're caught in accidents all the time. So do keep in mind that you're gonna be paying a pretty, you know, high insurance cost because of that. It's just the name of the game. But yeah, the 350Z is an absolute great choice. All right, so let's move on to the next car on this list, which is the Mazda Speed 3. Now this car is front wheel drive, inline 4, making around 263 horsepower and 280 pound-feet of torque. Now I am a little bit biased because I do own this car as a daily, but trust me, this car will leave you happy. It's a great all-around car, also makes a lot of power. Just be careful of that torque steer that it is super famous for. Be sure you have both hands on the wheel and you're ready for that torque steer because it is no joke. But the Speed 3 is perfect for your all-around needs. It has the hatch. Gas mileage isn't that bad. Obviously just stay out of boost all the time and you should get pretty good gas mileage. And the mods that can be done to the car are pretty great. It can make 300 horsepower and go well beyond that very easily. This car is pretty much like a sleeper. There's still a lot of people out there that don't know that the Speed 3 is like totally different from the regular 3 and the regular 3 hatch. But that's actually a good thing that a lot of people don't know about it, because once you actually send them to Gapplebees with it, they will be left shocked. But also things to look for with these cars: make sure the VVT timing chain is good in these cars, and if not, be sure to save yourself at least $1,000 to $1,500, because that's how much it's going to cost to replace it. Next thing you want to look for is definitely if it has a bypass valve and not a blow-off valve. And if they do have a blow-off valve, make sure it's like a recirculated one, like a HKS or something like that. Also, make sure they have a Cobb access port if they have done mods to the car. If they haven't done like anything like intake and like, you know, high pressure fuel pump, make sure they do that too, high pressure fuel pump. But yeah, just make sure if they did any mods to the car that they have a Cobb access port. If they left it stock, then that's fine. As long as you have those things checked off, then you should be good. So for another car on this list that you can get for under 10K is definitely the 8th gen Civic SI. Now these cars are so popular in my area, and they're popular all over the world, honestly. These are going to be such a great like car in car history. Such a great platform for any area that you want. The car comes with, of course, the K series motor that produces a whopping 200 horsepower, which I know it doesn't seem like much, but trust me, these cars' aftermarket community is massive. As you know, Honda is one of the biggest out there, biggest community. So trust me, if you need anything, it's on the forums, anywhere on YouTube, like anywhere you go, you will get full information about these cars. It's no joke. With a couple bolt-ons that you want to do with a Honda tune, or if you want to just go supercharged or go turbocharged, these things will smoke a lot of cars. And these cars hurt feelings, okay? They hurt feelings, and people don't like to admit it, but when they lose to a Honda Civic, it hurts your feelings, okay? Now these cars are pretty reliable and bulletproof for what they are, so you don't really have to worry about too much. Maybe the motor mounts, maybe the, you know, burning oil a little bit, but it's just a part of the Honda game. For most of it, like, it's pretty bulletproof for what it is. So the cons of this car is obviously like any Honda, Acura, well, old ones nowadays, you can't really find them stock, so just find one as close to stock as possible. That's all I can say. All right, so for the final car on this list, I'm definitely going to give it to the 1995 to 2000 Mitsubishi Eclipse. Rather, it could be the base, the GST, or the GSX might be a little far. I don't know. It really depends, like I said, but you can get the GST, which is still a nice inline 4 turbo, making a pretty good amount of power. Comes with around like 215 horsepower. So it is a super great car, and as you know, it's the one from, yes, the Fast and Furious. But that's not the thing that makes this car so special. It's the fact that this thing's tuning potential is crazy. As you know, it comes with the 4G63 that's inside of the Mitsubishi Evo. This is why they call the Eclipse the poor man's Evo, because it literally is the poor man's Evo. Now these cars make a lot of power very easily, and I mean very easily. A nice 16G turbo, you know, a couple upgraded stuff like that, and trust me, you will be spanking a lot of these guys out on the streets. And of course, it's from the 90s, so you have that nice classic body shape that's just so beautiful. Not too much. Kind of sucks because these cars are like being long forgotten now. You don't see them out as often. There's very few of them, but the community is still there, and they're still like very passionate about this car. All of these have been tampered with, like, and all of these are like rot to hell. Like, I mean, these are pretty much like the 240 nowadays. It's very rare to find a good one, but if you can find a good one or even a slightly stock one, grab it, because the second these ones go up for sale, they are gone. It's also a DSM, so expect a lot of problems that you have to fix. Now, it's not everybody that deals with like a ton of problems, but with how old this car is, you're bound to just have your hands getting dirty. So if you own this car, be sure to be ready to work on it, because it's gonna really put you to work. Anyway, that's it for this video. Those are my recommendations for the best cars that you can get for 10K and under. So if you did enjoy this video, please give it a fat thumbs up. Let me know if you guys would like another one with like 50 or a 20K and under. Let me know in the comments down below, and also let me know which car from this list is the one that you would choose personally. I will catch you guys in the next video. Peace out, stay humble, stay blessed, peace.